Shalom. This is Shalomar from the Great Millstone Atlanta Camp. Before I get started with this lesson, I want to say call Halayimullah, Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shah, Bahashim, Rahakodash, double under some elders and apostles, a great millstone that teach and rule well. Peace, love, and safety to the hopeful elect. And we're gonna go into the mark of the beast, which is it's in the form of an implant. And we're going to prove that with the scriptures and also through science on, this article that I pulled up proved that it could, in fact, cause that Nordstrom and grievous sore that's mentioned in Revelation 16. So, but first I want to read Jeremiah 5, because you're going to have prophets that people follow telling you that it's okay to take it. You're actually going to have men that know that they're Israelites, that teach others that they're Israelites. They're going to tell you that you can take this and it's not the mark. All right. And actually, a lot of these groups at the same time are saying that we're not going to go through Jacob's trouble as well. All of these things are going to happen. And it's going to be a very tempting time. And what could be more tempting than for all of your money and everything that you have to be cut off, and you have to, through faith, rely on Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shah. All right, that's going to really test our faith, and the Lord is going to see who his true believers and those that fear him are. All right, so I'm going to start with this Jeremiah chapter 5 and verse 12. It says, "They have belied the Lord Yahweh and said, It is not he, neither shall evil come upon us, neither shall we see sword nor famine. And the prophet shall be wind, and the word is not in us. Salaki, and the word is not in them. Thus shall it be done unto them." So those that say that this is not going to happen, it's going to happen to them. Okay, that they say it's not going to be Jacob's trouble. It's not going to be, the mark of the beast is something else. It's this and it's that. No, it's an actual implant. That's gonna destroy them. Let me go down in verse 14. It says, "Wherefore thus said the Lord Yahweh of hosts, because ye speak this word, behold, I will make my words in thy mouth fire, and this people wood, and it shall devour them." So yeah, you're gonna be caught in that lake of fire if you don't get taken out by something else. And as a matter of fact, if you take this mark, not only are you gonna have to partake in that lake of fire, you're not gonna receive salvation, and you're gonna get that grievous Nordstrom and grievous sore. So let's go to this article. And this is fcc.gov, and this is engineering. Let me go to the top. fcc.gov engineering. I can't see the whole thing, so I can. But it's basically it's a government site talking about radio, the safety of radio frequency, and those implants are going to be in the form of microchips, and they're going to be driven by radio frequency, which gives off heat and also destroys tissue. All right, it's already been a known fact, which they're saying it's not, but if they say microwaves also. And also radio frequencies from different sources can cause cancer. And you got to think, this is something that's outside of us. Imagine what would happen if it's actually in you. All right. Okay, here it is. It says what biological effects can be caused by RF energy. It says biological effects can result from exposure to RF energy. Biological effects that result from heating of tissue by RF energy are often referred to as thermal effects. It has been known for many years that exposure to very high levels of RF radiation can be harmful due to the ability of RF energy to heat biological tissue rapidly. Now, this, like I said, this is something on the outside. Imagine what it'll do on the inside of your body. It says, this is the principle by which microwave ovens cook food. Exposure to very high RF intensities can result in the heating of biological tissue and increase in body temperature. Tissue damage in humans could occur during exposure to high RF levels because the body's inability to cope with or dissipate the excessive heat that could be generated. Two areas of the body, the eyes and the testes, are particularly vulnerable to RF heating because of the relative lack of available blood flow to despite the excess heat load. Slack you. Actually, I'm about to pull my readers out because this is very small print. Actually, I could blow this up, but I'm gonna put my readers on. Okay, so yeah, this is actually something that is driven by radiation. It's gonna be put in your correct hand or even in your head. I'm just reading a little bit down. But yeah, it's not saying too much more. It pretty much puts out heat in the body, and that's, like I said, that's on the outside. So if it's on the inside, it could be extremely harmful. Now, it may not do it right away. You know, that implant could be in you, and this is not the same thing that they put in cats and dogs. This is going to be high technology. This implant is going to have all of your information, all of your ways to make transactions. It's going to be able to track, like the one that's in cats and dogs. It's just a tracking device. But this other one is going to be, you can read stuff through it. People can identify you. We don't know exactly the full extent of what Esau has put into this device. We do know about the what is that thing? The one that goes in your head. That could actually be linked to your certain parts of the brain, and you can control it and it can control you. That's the scary thing about it. But you know, I'm pretty much just talking about you know, how harmful it can be just dealing with the, you know, put in the flesh. So we just read that high RF frequency, it can heat the body and cause damage to the tissue. Now let's go to Revelation 16. And verse 2 says, and the first is talking about the angels. Let me start at verse 1. It says, and I heard a great voice out of the temple saying to the seven angels, go your ways and pour out the vials of the wrath of the Most High upon the earth. And the first went and poured out his vial upon the earth, and there fell a noisome and grievous sore upon the men which had the mark of the beast, and upon them which worshipped his image. All right, so let's look at this noisome and grievous, what it actually means. Okay, here's Sor.
Strong's G 1668, Helkas. Helkas.
Strong's G 1668, Helkus. And that's in the Greek, and it's the definition says a wound producing discharge, pus, a sore, an ulcer. This is what is going to be caused by that implant. Let's look up Nordstrom. It says of a bad nature, not such as it ought to be, of a mode of thinking, feeling, acting, base, wrong, wicked, troublesome, injurious. So yeah, this is going to be a negative effect that this is going to be a negative effect on the body that's going to cause a sore. Okay, so let's go back. It says the first wind and poured out his vial upon the earth, and there fell a noisome and grievous sore upon the men which had the mark of the beast, and upon them which worship his image. So there you go. You know, this is a physical thing. This is a physical thing that's going to be put in you. Now let's go back to Revelations 13 and see what that physical thing is. Verse 16 says, and he calls us all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their forehead. So we're going to go through all of these words like, you know, we've never seen this before. All right, and that word mark is charagma in the Greek. It says a stamp, an imprinted mark. The mark stamped on the forehead or the right hand as the badge of followers of the Antichrist. Now this is, you know, that's a biblical definition, but it's not exactly 100%. But it is going to be is actually a badge of the a stamp and a badge of those that follow this beast system. So if you really want to be part of this new system, what they call the New World Order, you're going to have to get stamped with this thing, this implant. So let's go back and keep reading. It says, and that no man might buy or sell, save that he had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. Here is wisdom. And then it says buy and sell. You're going to be able to make transactions. It's going to have your identity in it. It says, here is wisdom. Let him that had understanding count the mark, count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666. So let's look at the Greek, and that's G5516, and that's Chi Phi Stigma in the Greek, 666, the meaning of which is the basis of much vain speculation. But this number has a definition in it. So like some of this been changed around. Okay, let's look at this chi. Well, that's actually that stigma. It says a form primarily stixo, to stick, prick, a mark pricked in or brand upon the body. To ancient Oriental usage, slaves and soldiers bore the name or the stamp of their master or commander branded or pricked, cut into their bodies to indicate what master or general they belonged to. And there were even some devotes who stamped themselves in this way with the token of their gods. So yeah, this is going to be a physical thing that's going to be put in you, where you're going to be buying and selling, and it's also going to destroy your flesh. All right. That's why we look up words and get different meanings, and then we interact it with science. So you can't disprove that the mark of the beast is in fact an implant. All right. So I'm going to end it there. I pray that this lesson was edifying. Once again, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rahakwadash. Double honors to my elders and apostles, a great millstone that teach and rule well. Peace, love, and safety to the hopeful elect. Shalom.